Tickety check, 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 check. We not take back no check. You pep talk. Tickety check, 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 check. Hey there, let's lay the shot. We know say Wyler, you don't want the drama. When Tyson rise up the llama, say to pray at night with your father. He that thing for him out from your corner. You, me know say you're gonna rematch on, you know say you're gonna. But man, you run your mouth karma. When the then contract expire, maybe it's time to retire. Can't see your name on the billboard flyer. You twirl low, but you're not an eye.
Etiquette or much moral code of conduct, and it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, once it's been debunked, apologize.
Yeah, so I think definitely that would be an admirable way to conduct yourself. I don't know that if he doesn't conduct himself that way, that is, the onus is on anybody to feel any kind of way about it, right? Like if that's why you root, if you root for a guy because you think that he behaves in a mature manner, then okay, that's why you root for a guy, right? What if you don't give a damn? What if the reason why you root for him has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not he is charitable or honorable in his dealings with public officials when it comes to him feeling slighted and everything? Like, I think there's a point where you can have your own personal preferences why you root for somebody or why you don't root for somebody without turning those people into villains. Right, there's a reason why this is happening.
Because he turned people into villains. He had people, you know, you can't.
I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not saying that he's not. Right, I get it. I get it. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that people vilifying other fan bases and other fighters is unjustified. Right, you can have a justification. I'm just stating that you don't necessarily have to be a nefarious person because you root for a guy who doesn't comport himself in the public discourse in the manner that you feel like he should, right? But you know, to just to not put too fine a point on it, Wilder is coming up against, and this is just a factual. I think it's been like in the last 100 years, there's been like 4, maybe 5 heavyweight champs coming out of the UK. Well, what do we got? We got Lennox, Frank Bruno, AJ Fury. That's 4. Am I missing somebody? Anyway, if I may be missing somebody, but I think that's right. So it to me, I could see why the UK has coalesced around making Wilder into the bad guy because they're rooting for their own guys, right? Whether it's AJ or Fury, right? So the idea, I'm going somewhere with this. I'm just going somewhere with this, right? So the idea that this is this us versus them kind of mentality that it seems to be that Wilder is feeding into. I think that he's made statements like saying haters have their roles too. Right. So even if, let's say, you're just a nationalistic person and you're casting this whole, Wilder or Wilder supporters in this negative light, they also have a part to play in the promotion of this fight and to making sure that it's important to people. Like, boxing is about, inflamed passions. Like, that's what it is. You got to care about the guy, or else, what are we doing? Like, it's like there's not really a bunch of difference between your undercard fighters and your main card fighters, unless you care about the guy. It's just guys punching themselves in the face, right? Punching themselves about the head and shoulders and the face. So I'm just speaking to the point of you're saying that yes, Wilder may be throwing out enough information in order to whip up the fans. Both
just saying, you just need to have some fight,
right? Because
or not, when it's disproven, that you should come and just apologise and say, do you know what, fans? Do you know what? Don't go in on Kenny Bailiff because he proved that as much as I believed, I thought he was drunk, he absolutely wasn't. And that was just like, I just don't see any integrity with the man. I haven't heard him say, like Kurt said, oh, do you know what? I do believe certain things were untowards, but until proven, I'm going to hold off the gas, and I want my fan base to you know, stop going onto people's pages and sending death threats, and stop being nasty pieces of work. That's all. That's just called integrity.
Well, I mean, yeah. So, right. So I don't know if you've seen in your chat just today during this conversation. I haven't said anything. I haven't made any kind of. I haven't attacked anybody's position. I haven't mischaracterized anybody's position. In my view, I haven't called anybody names. But if you see what your chat is actually saying about what I'm doing, then you may understand why it's not really. It's not really. Let me just finish. You may understand why it's not really up to the creators to police what these other people are doing. Like, I would never hold you responsible for what these guys are saying in the chat, right?
Yeah, it's because they feel that you're chatting shit. Cool, okay, but because this is what they hear, the narrative of everybody that defends Wilder, they're bored of it. But guarantee, if I went into this chat now, like I did when I saw these horrible rude ones, they just got locked off. I guarantee if I said right now to everybody on my chat, anybody says anything disrespectful towards Smoke, problems, stop. Guarantee all my chat respect me. They would stop. If I saw them going, you fucking loser, we're gonna fucking hunt you down and find out where you live, and we're gonna. Do you think I'd have that on my chat? Do you think I'd have that on my chat geared towards you or any human being, especially someone that I've thrown under the bus and found out that they haven't actually done the thing that I threw them under the bus about? What type of person would that make me? So no, your leader has not done that. I'm afraid he hasn't. He could refute. He can refute stuff by himself, or not your leader, or whoever, the guy that you love, the guy that you back, the guy that whatever. I back anybody anybody can make mistakes, but as long as you say, you know what, I made a mistake, and guys, don't do this because this person doesn't deserve death threats and abuse at all. That it takes a snap of a finger to go on his social media and do that. And if they really respect him, they would stop doing it. And obviously, you're going to get a few stray off the ones that will continue. But the vast majority, I'd like to think, would just stop doing it. But because they think and they seem they're going with their mantras and with this divisive. No, my chat would never. If I said, right, all of you guys, I don't want to hear you say anything else that's deemed negative towards Smoke right now, they'd all stop. And if I did, and if they was sending you disgusting messages on the chat,
while I appreciate that, but the issue is like,
do you think I put them up?
I appreciate that.
They wouldn't.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But I wouldn't hold you responsible. Like, if you're not sending these people out to do that thing, I'm not hold you responsible for what these people are saying in the chat. Like, I just don't like that. That's just what they do, right? So, but when it comes down to the Kenny Bayless, for our conversation, this conversation has been back and forth, and when we've disagreed or not been aware of the same sort of. So one of the things that's been brought, one of the things that was brought up that I have never heard was that Kenny Bayless was cleared of this alcohol test, right? So I never heard that Kenny Bayless had this test and was cleared from it, right? So maybe we can add that. Maybe we can put that as part of the information.
Type it in YouTube. No, you can do your homework.
No, I'm just saying.
Type it in YouTube.
Yeah.
Kenny Bayless.
No, I just did. Yeah, I did. I didn't find anything. So anyway, I'm just saying that if somebody, I will come in and look at the video later. If somebody chat knows or know, and they put a link in after we're done, it's all good. I'll come and look at it, right? So that's
being tested for the thingy. I just saw it I consume so much things like I'll have to. Kenny Bayless, already tested.
Yeah, you and me both. Yeah, you and me both. Yeah. I'm not saying it wrong. I'm just saying I didn't see that. Right?
Every ref is tested for drugs and alcohol. Before
right. So that see, it's stuff like this. So it's
before the Wilder theory.
So it's comments like I be flip flopping, right? This is just some generic amorphous accusation. When am I flip flopping?
Yeah, but what are you talking
about me flip flopping?
Tried to drug me. Imagine I said, you know what? When me and Smoke when I first met Smoke, he was a cool guy, you know. He was a cool guy. Then one day, yeah, I felt a bit woozy. We was training in the park. We went for a jog in the park, and he gave me my bottle of water, guy. And I was a public figure, and I said, guys, I think my trainer, and my friend, I think he tried to drug me. And then everybody that stands for me.
Now I'm going after your ovaries. I'm going after your ovaries.
And everybody went on your social media and called you the scum of the earth. And how dare did you try to drug our lady Chann? And we're going to kill you. And we're going to hunt you down and kill your family. And then I get a tox report from the bloody hospital. And they say, no, nothing in your system. But you know what? When we took your blood, we found out that you had very, very low iron levels. Very low. Then I'd have to imagine what I've done, and I know this, and I just keep everybody sending you death threats, and I say nothing. What type of person would that make me out to be? No, there's no right. There's no
the kind of person that would probably lose. I'm saying that you'd be the kind of person. You'd be the kind of person that would definitely lose the lawsuit that I would be filing against you.
Yeah, I'd lose the lawsuit, and I'd lose a part of myself because I'd feel disgusted knowing that I threw you under the bus without any proof, and when it was proven, and even if it wasn't even proven, I didn't even have to go straight to the media and say this is what you did, and then just to say, like you said, I proved it because the report came in that I just had extremely low iron levels, and I just kept that to myself and let people talk about how they was going to hunt you down and kill you and your family. I think that would make me a disgrace.
Yeah, like see, here's the thing. Here's the difference. Here's the difference between me and here's the difference.
You're always going to defend it, and you're
listen. All right, so here's what the way that I would respond in this thing. If I was Tyson Fury, I would whoop Wilder's ass, right? I'd get paid for whooping his ass, and then I would sue him for the sum of both checks that Wilder actually got from both fights, right? So that's what if I was Kenny Bayless, I would also initiate a suit. Like, I've seen where Kenny Bayless drives. I've seen what his house looks like. Kenny Bayless could use a few $1 million. If I was Kenny Bayless, I would be suing him. If Mark Breland, if I was that guy, I also would be initiating a lawsuit. If I thought that my name was being unfairly dragged through the mud, let me. I got it. Listen. But I'm not saying. Can I just finish? I'm not saying that they should do. I'm not saying that that's what they should do. I'm saying that's not what I would do.
How do you know that they're not?
I don't know that they're not. I don't know that they're not. I don't know that they're not. I don't even know if they will. I'm just saying. I'm not even talking about them. I'm not saying that they wouldn't. I'm not saying that they wouldn't. I'm
telling you.
Okay, I'm telling you that I would do it.
I'm telling you.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. That's all good. That's all good. I'm just saying that and if they do it, if they do that, I would understand, right? Because I would do the same thing in that position if I felt like my name was being unfairly dragged through the media, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what Kenny Bayless's house looks like or what it doesn't look like. At the end of the day, you don't know what they're going to do. And Mark Breland had his lawyer on site when he was on the Fight Is Right. Stand by. That's all I'm going to say. Stand by. So one shouldn't speak before they know. That's why I like to checkmate. That's why I don't even play chess. Yeah, I just know the art of checkmating. That's all I know.
Well, you definitely know the word, right? You definitely know the word, though.
I just like that part. So that okay, I'll speak to you again at some point.
Okay, so
we do. And then
here's the thing.
You're going to be like, I don't know what you're going to say then.
What? I don't know what the chat. Well, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm sure it'll be. It's probably going to be something funny, right? I say funny stuff. So anyway, I mean funny, not funny and strange and diluted, right? So, but anyway, but if I could just respond, right? So this idea about me being hypersensitive, I'm not being hypersensitive. I'm not reading the chats, right? So all I saw from HLD was another quote saying that I be flip flopping. Like I don't know what you mean by I be flip flopping. I'm not reading the. I'm not reading. I'm not reading the quote. I got it. But this whole thing seems to be some sort of weird attack. Maybe what it is that you guys are looking for is a punching bag. So what maybe what I'm serving for you is an opportunity to talk a bunch of shit to somebody, right? But for me, if you want to talk, can I get the start out or no? Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
For a punching bag, then barbershop could be looking for a punching bag. Then when they decide to talk about my two friends that got the Mark Breland.
Yeah, but I'm not on barbershop.
Yeah, we're all looking for punching bags. Yep, we all are. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Okay, great. If
that's what you think,
right, I got it. But I'm talking about okay.
If you think I need you to be a punching bag,
how would you?
I don't need you to be a punching bag. It's only that you are a person that you step
up. Great. Then it would be great. Then it would be great. Then it would be great if I can get my perspective out instead of. It would be great then if I can get my perspective out instead of just telling me what my perspective is. Right.
5 minutes of your perspective. 4 hours, 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. So right. All right, cool. Great. I don't think that you're accurate in that, but that's cool. You may feel that way, but that's cool. What I'm saying to you is if whoever it is wants to throw shots at me, that's fine. I am not mad at that. I knock yourself out. To me, it seems like it is unrooted. It seems ungrounded in fact.
You can't admit anything, mate. You can't admit anything. I just said to you, if somebody
but what haven't I admitted?
Under the bus and said that they drugged you and had no proof of that, and then you found out that they actually didn't drug you, don't it make that person that wouldn't even come out and say, do you know what? Hold up, sorry about that. You've tried to skirt over it because you can't handle the truth. You can't even handle it. You can't bring yourself to say that there's
okay, you know what it is? Lady Chann, you're making assumptions about me that aren't the case.
Part of your king,
that's not the case.
Deontay Wilder, that you can't bring yourself to say, that is wrong and that is bad manners. For real.
You're making another incorrect assumption. You're making another incorrect assumption about me. You're making yet another incorrect assumption about me.
I'm not making it.
Listen, I can explain to you why. Listen, just like you said about my undisputed comment. Okay, I will. Can I?
Answer that.
Okay, I will. I will. You want me to make a moral determination about the way that somebody should behave. It would be fine. I think that it is a fine thing. Let me finish. I'm trying to answer your question. I think it is a fine thing. Okay, so now I can't answer. Okay, so that's why I won't answer your question, because you won't let me answer it.
Yeah,
right, exactly. Right. So you're making assumptions about me.
That you can't say
if you want to just keep making assumptions about me. Yes, I am just here to be a punching bag for you.
If my child came home from school and me and said your child spat in another child's face, and then I said to my child, did you spit in the other child's face? And my child said, the teacher didn't see. So, and then I was like, okay, well, my child didn't do it. And then the teacher actually provided some form of proof, i.e. CCTV of my child spitting. Do you think I would still then say, well, I'm not going to apologize to the other parent for what my child has done? No, you just can't admit
that's right.
nothing.
I don't think it's right.
Okay. So talking to you for 4 hours and 10 minutes.
Right. I can't admit anything because you won't let me talk. Maybe if you let me talk, I would admit something. Maybe if you let me talk, I'd admit something. But I can't admit anything if you won't let me talk.
No, because I've given you too much.
Okay, cool. So then what are we talking about then? That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying.
I've tried to break things down.
How about this, lady Chann? If what you're saying is true, then Wilder did us wrong.
From any other angle.
How about this?
Not one.
Can I say that? Can I say this? Okay, here you go. if what you're describing, if what you're saying is true, then what Wilder did is wrong when it comes to Kenny Bayless. Is that good enough for you?
That's good enough for me. Shouldn't have taken me to.
Like, I don't understand what it is. Yeah, that's all it is. Like, if
there's lots of things that we can.
I mean, listen. Right. So if you want me to just say what do I think about, if the question is what do I think, if what you're saying is the case about Kenny Bayless is the fact, do I think that is wrong of Deontay Wilder? Yes, I do.
Thank you. That was all.
I also don't think that means anything about whether it doesn't mean anything about my character if I continue to root for the guy also in a boxing match.
I didn't say it means anything about your character if you still continue to root for the guy. Root for the guy if you want to root for the guy. But when the shit hits the fan, you're the one that you root for him. It's cool. If you want to root for someone that's a fucking liar, root for him. If you want to root for someone that has a low moral compass when he decides to choose it, root for him. If you want to root for someone that's a great footballer, boxer, basketball player, root for him. Just know what you're rooting for. That's all. And just when evidence is put forward to you about your boxer, promoter, NBA player, NFL player, just accept that once it's been factually put to you or to the masses, then you just have to accept. And if you still choose to root for that person, kudos to you, root for them. But it doesn't mean that because you root for someone that your eyes are blind and your ears can't hear. That's what we're fed up with Wilder supporters. That's what we're fed up with Wilder supporters about. You guys, he is infallible to you guys. He is invincible to you guys.
Okay, so this kind of nonsense is why Wilder haters. This is the problem with boxing. This is literally the problem with boxing. This is literally the problem with boxing. Like, for some reason, people feel like they need to moralize. Right, I got it. So people feel like they need to moralize. Like Wilder don't have. So for me, it is the issue is what I'm hearing is Wilder haters talking about so-called evidence that when you actually listen to the evidence doesn't support their conclusions. And so instead of okay, great, awesome. Then it doesn't support Wilder.
Doesn't support his
but we ain't talking about Wilder.
Everything that he's thrown out here, there's nothing.
Okay, great.
So stop with that. Miss me with that shit.
Okay, great. Awesome.
That's a load of shit. About nothing supports what he's
okay, so I'll point out for just in the course of this discussion, we've talked about whether or not Shirley Finkel said that they were talking about the third fight or whether he was just getting a check. Turns out that's not what Shirley Finkel said, that they were just going for a check. When it turns out that Tay Davis said that Wilder never said that the Kevin Ioli quote. Turns out Tay Davis was talking about Lance Pugmire, a completely different thing, right? So that's what I'm saying. It seems like mate,
you got your information wrong.
When the evidence is actually being presented, when the evidence is actually being presented,
clear it up.
Say what the
topic's still the same thing. The topic's still the same thing, but we'd have to pull him up and say, "Yo, my G, that was the same topic, we know, but with the wrong person at the wrong day." Cool.
Oh, is this the wrong? Right. Say that.
Period.
So then say that then. So you don't.
He still said that Breland spiked.
Say that then. So you don't like when you look at the actual.
Doesn't matter if he said it on fucking Monday.
Yeah, it sounds like that's not fucking
Thursday.
I don't know how he's going to prove that. Don't know how he's going to prove that. You know what? And what did I say about him saying it? And what did I say about him saying it, Lady Chann? And what did I say about him saying it?
You did. So
what did I say about that?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you went with that. You said, yeah, I don't believe that or whatever. You did say that. But what I'm saying is, I'm not just gonna try and
prove that. Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah. But people are fed up, mate. People are fed up of just hearing, just get the nigger in the gym. Get him in the fucking ring. We want to speak about other stuff. I'd love to report that Wilder's having an actual fucking fight. We're fucked off, man. We don't want to keep fucking talking about this shit. It's a load of shit. It's a load of shit. It's a load of shit. And I repeat one more time. It's a load of shit. Let's just do the boxing. Box or retire. One or the other.
Well, why don't you tell your man to get in the ring, and I'm sure he'll fight him.
What? Is he a fucking... What? Is Fury his gal? Is Fury the only person that he can fight? Move it along. And if the arbitrator that you guys say is for the third fight happens, then cool. Meet me on the flip side. But until then, I've got the road to undisputed to deal with. You go and do something else and stop just sniffing under my fucking boxer shorts.
Oh, is that what it was? So I'm sure the Fury, right, that's what it is. So Fury gets the win and gets to skate out the back door, and Wilder's supposed to go about his business, say nothing. That's an interesting take. That's not what I would do.
Be active until it's happened. What was the world?
That's not what I would do. Oh, wait a minute. They're all inactive. None of these guys are fighting right now. None of these guys are fighting. None of them are fighting
right now. Anthony Joshua's fought right now.
No, Anthony Joshua is not fighting anybody.
What do you mean he's not fighting?
Anthony Joshua just fought, but they had already fought. Anthony Joshua was.
What? What are you talking about? Trying shit.
Okay, do you realize that both of those guys, all three guys, fought one time in 2020? All of them. Tyson Fury, AJ, and Wilder fought one time in 2020. None of those guys have fought in 2021 yet. No, none of those guys have a fight scheduled yet. What are we talking about?
Anthony Joshua, what the fuck are you talking about? Anthony Joshua has fought his mandatories. He came with Ruiz. Obviously, he lost in June 2019. Then fought and got the belts back. Yes, in December.
In 2019. In 2019.
And then he fought Pulev. What? In when? December? No, December.
A few months ago. A few months ago. 3 months ago. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, November 2020.
November
2020.
Yeah, that's when his next mandatory was. That's when his next mandatory was. So he's fulfilled his mandatory.
COVID. COVID happened. Pandemic happened.
No, he wasn't fought.
My point is what I just said. They all fought one time in 2020. My point is what I just said. They all fought once in 2020.
Your point is pointless. That makes no point. You're trying to. I don't know what the point.
Okay, no, you just don't understand my point. You just don't understand my point.
Fuck all. Your king hasn't even signed on the fucking dotted line. Your king has negated all the boxing fundamentals because your king never had boxing fundamentals in the first place. Your king is a fool. Your king is a liar.
Maybe because maybe because the gym
is a clown.
I got you.
Your king
I'm not here to be a punching bag, though, right?
So if you want to bring in
my queen is on the contract right now.
I haven't got time.
He's talking over me. My queen won't let me get a word in edgewise.
Everything.
Won't have a serious conversation with me about this. My queen is just shouting at me at this point. I wish we let me get it out.
And we're talking about Wilder, and you're bringing in AJ. Don't fucking what AJ.
The trilogy.
What's your fucking
trilogy?
Intellect? Send him right back.
The trilogy. I get what's going on. Now I got what's going on. I get it. You want this? You want the undisputed fight so bad that you want the undisputed fight so bad. That you're saying that
Wilder, you don't want to go back. You're jealous. Because you're all jealous.
I'm jealous. What are we jealous of? What are we jealous of?
Nasty little Alabamian off his fucking couch. The reason why he's made any money is attached his name to two British heavyweights, because before that, have it right, we were fucking with him. Wilder's biggest pay date was 600 thou. Shush. Please do not say anything when you're going to speak your illogical ethos, sciences. I don't know where you guys. Must be a 5%.
Come on, Queen. Let me have.
But your 5% your 5% is now gone to 4. We're on 4% now. Yeah, we are. Because you're chatting shit.
All right. So you know where we are. You know where we are. It sounds like the UK does not feel like. The UK is very confident. That sounds confident to me.
Be fucking muted because we ain't got time. Thanks. I agree. This lady Chann, come box with Chann. Gone.
Only fans are my fucking liars. We tell them, well, I'm pep talk, we shell. Well, I'm pep talk, we shell. Well, I'm pep talk, we shell. Well, I'm out. Gone. Hey there, this lady Chann. Red knowledge, straight from the Sun Cycle Farm. Yo, Wyler, fix up yourself, yeah. Straight send from your girl, lady Chann. I'm pep talk. Well, I'm